So it couldn't be easier to apply for an apprenticeship at Brother UK. All you need to do is send us your CV together with a covering letter that explains a little bit about yourself and what career direction you'd like to go in. From there, if we've got any opportunities, we'd drop you a line and bring you in for an informal conversation. So if you were successful in your interview with Brother, your onboarding into the business would happen pretty much straight away. We'd send you a card with some information from your teammates, and we'd also send you some really basic instructions for your first day, where you can find your lunch, how you can find us, what our dress coding is, and so on. From there, you would start quite a detailed induction with the business. We'd get you in touch with the people who you'd be working with every day, and you'd start to spend some time with them to truly understand the role, the wider team, and the elements of your job. Some advice we'd give you before you came to either an interview in your new business or into a new job is to really show some enthusiasm and some hunger to learn. We know you're not going to be experienced in the role that you're taking on, but just having some confidence that we can rely on you and that you're willing to learn goes a long way. We'd also expect you to take some time to investigate who the business is and what they do. There's lots of information out there that you can look at. You can go on the company website and it really will explain a lot to you. And again, when you come into either an interview or day one of the job, that will go a long way when you can have a conversation about the business. So as part of the apprenticeship programme in any organisation now, there should be lots of support offered to the new apprentice. One being that you would be given a careers advisor from the training provider. You would be working very closely with your line manager to ensure that the work you're doing is aligned to the learning that you're doing. And also, particularly with us, we offer a buddy system, so that's somebody who sits usually outside of your own department, but who will check in with you often to make sure that everything's going okay. We also ensure that you're given 20% off the job throughout the week to be able to complete your studies. This can be done in many ways. You can do that as a full day each week, or you can split that down to a couple of half a days or some hours across that working week. Either way, we work with you to make sure it's aligned to your job and to make sure you're meeting your targets there, but also you don't fall behind with your learning. That's very much encouraged throughout the working day. So the advice I give to any apprentice starting new in a business, or even kind of as you're working through your programme, is if at any point you feel that you're struggling, make sure you speak to somebody. If you're in a good organisation, there'll always be lots of people that you can go to. That could be your line manager, one of your colleagues, your buddy who I spoke about earlier, or even your HR team. Either way, they have a responsibility to make sure that you're happy and you're working through your programme well, and more so that you're enjoying it. So please feel confident to speak up at any point. So throughout the programme, we ensure that you're always supported with the learning that you're doing and also the work that you're learning on the job. This is done by both the apprenticeship training provider and your line manager and the programme organisers, which is myself at Brother. We do lots of regular reviews by monitoring the work that you're doing and speaking to you on a regular basis to ensure that you're happy and that you're succeeding with the studies. Really takes us to the end of the programme where you will enter into something called endpoint assessment, and we truly know you're ready for that assessment if you're engaged well with your role, if you're completing the work that's been provided by your careers advisor, and that you're showing enthusiasm. So as we're coming up to the end of the programme, we within the business would start to look at all your achievements and whether you're on target to successfully complete your endpoint assessment. If everything's coming together well and we think that will be a positive outcome, we start to look whether there's the possibility for permanent employment within the organisation. Now obviously we've spent probably 15 to 18 months of investment into your studies and your achievements. So organisations generally always want to take you on at the end of the programme. Sometimes that isn't always available, which means that we would then work with you to ensure you can then source other employment outside of our business, and that you're ready to do that. So we would support you with CV writing, interview techniques, to ensure that when you leave us, you're well ready to go and get a role somewhere else.